Hi, everybody. This is your week 5 class 2 lecture. And I'm going to start out by just going over the things I would like you to have prepared for week 6. That would be for class either on the 9th or the 11th of March. It's quite a few things. I don't think that'll take you a lot of time, but it is kind of a diverse set of things. There's no Aurelia assignment for this week. So the first thing I want to go over is just Sing 3. That's going to be tenor clef melody, number 7.34. And I want to get back and talk about that specific melody a little bit, but let me keep going through the list here. So the second thing would be, I'd like for you to practice some pace exercises on your own this week. So there'll be 2 different ones. It will be the 16th note exercises, groups of 1. I'd like you to go over lines 4, 5, and 6 on your own to have prepared for class. We will be doing this at quarter note equals 56 for a tempo, so we're all practicing the same tempo. It's very helpful if you do that with a metronome. It'll keep you honest. I'm not saying you're not honest, but it really will help. Then the second part of your pace assignment is the page that says 8 notes, groups of 1. So I want you to look at lines 1, 2, and 3. And for that exercise, we'll be going quicker, so quarter note will equal 112, okay? And I'll just talk about that really briefly here in a minute. Then the third thing is I want you to upload a transcription that you're going to create of 6.46 and 6.53. You're going to put those melodies into alto clef, okay? And you'll upload that. I'm going to identify that in assignments as dictation 3. Even though it's not really a dictation, that'll just be a way that I can show it in the grade book. Then the fourth thing would be just to prepare 3 melodies, 7.28, 7.30, and 7.32. These 2 last ones are canons, so we'll probably do some individual singing of those. Oh, what fun. Tenor clef, yay. So I said I wanted to just mention something about 7.34. If you can get your book out and take a look at it, I want to bring to your attention, if you can look at measure 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in 7.34. That's a little tricky. So whatever key you decide that this is in, and I want you to, as usual, state the date, state your name, state the key, tonalize in the proper key. You see we've got a chromatic alteration there in the 4th bar. And I'll just tell you that's T. Okay? But then look at the next bar that is not raised, the 7th scale degree. So it's te, lay in the next bar. So just watch out for that. It's a little tricky and unexpected there. But I'm sure you'll do fine. Okay. And I think the next thing I want to talk about is just counting in the groups of 1 and 8s. So hopefully this is the page that you're going to be looking at. And, you know, the counting here, we have a couple of ways that we can do it. But for this week, we're going to stay in 4. Eventually, with these group of 8s, we're going to start counting in 2 so that you get some experience just counting more in cut time. But for this week, let's stay in 4. So basically, you're just going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we look at the first line, I don't know that, I'll do the first 3 bars, and I'm just going to clap instead of using drumsticks, but it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So it's a little less complicated than when we're dealing with things at the 16th note level. Again, eventually we're going to put these into cut time, and we may experiment with counting them a little differently. But for this week, as you prepare these, just do it as the number and the and, okay? So that's pretty simple. Yeah, and as far as sticking patterns, I would say anything on the beat, I would do right, and anything that's an and, I would do left. So we're going to kind of simplify that. Again, I don't insist that you use the correct sticking pattern, but I do think sometimes it's helpful. All right, so there's pace, and I mentioned that. Good. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. Forgive me. This will prevent me from having to do 2 separate videos. And yeah. So, tenor clef. Well, you are doing really well in alto, I would say. Again, chapter 7 is about these C clefs. Again, they just are created so that certain instruments don't have to read so many ledger lines. So you know that in alto clef, this middle line is middle C, okay? Now we go to tenor clef. So that middle C on the staff is going up a third. So here's a very badly written C clef, but you can tell it's tenor because here's where our 2 lines meet, and so now this is middle C, okay? So if I created a scale just starting on the space below the staff, this would be C. So you can see that's middle C, and this would be the octave below. And if we go just right up the scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, okay, A, which in alto that would have been C, but it's A now, A, B, here's our middle C, D, E, F. So those are all of the notes that you encounter on the staff. I have, I think, a really easy way to remember tenor clef. I don't like tenor clef as much as I like alto clef. That's just because I, kind of live my life in alto. But here's an easy way to remember the lines in tenor clef. They are D, F, A, C, E. D, F, A, C, E. I came up with Dirksen, Fine, Arts, Center of Excellence. D, F, A, C, E. Okay, so that may help you to just kind of quickly place things. And you can see here is that second line from the top is the C. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to move you back over here. And I would like for you to just turn your book. If you look at page 110, you can see it says section 2, the tenor clef. And there is exactly what I had written on the board. Okay, so if we look at, I don't think I'm going to do 721 again, because we already did that in alto clef, and I don't know, I think you don't actually read the notes, you just kind of sing the song. But they're just showing you in 7.21 exactly where G is, since that tune is in G major, if we were in tenor clef. So look at 7.22. You can see the key signature is the same. We're in G major. I think I'll just stay here. I'll just quickly play a G major scale so you can kind of feel like you're tonalizing. So when I look at this melody, 7.22, I see the skip of a fourth. And again, by this point in your career, you should always be saying to yourself, oh, skip of a fourth at the beginning of the melody. That just has to be so up to do. And then if you looked again at the last note, you would see do there. Okay, so I guess I'll just, I'm going to just play through this and have you solfege. So you're reading tenor clef, G major. We'll go about this. I might need to sit down, but then you aren't going to be able to see me. Okay, I guess I'll stand. So here's your tonic. 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you did magnificently singing that. So let's take a look at another one. 7.23. We've got 2 sharps in the key signature. I don't see any accidentals, so probably not in minor. If I look at the first note, I know that's a F sharp because you know D, F, A, C, E. If I look at the last note of that tune, it ends on D. That makes sense, right? 2 sharps, D major. Cool. So that means it just starts on the 3rd, okay? Or on me. Let's tonalize this one. D major, here we go. Yeah, I think I'll stay down in this octave. So that's your tonic. Can you sing your first note for me? Me. Okay. So we'll make these eighth notes, okay? So sing along with me. I'll give you, I guess, just one end. Okay, so I'm on 7.23. There's your tonic. Here's your first note. Here we go. One and. Hope you're solfeging. I was trying to make a diminuendo, and it didn't work. Okay. So again, it's kind of just, wrapping your head around different assignments of note names. But if you can always reference from where middle C is, that'll be very helpful. And the good news is when they designed these C clefs, they did keep C on a line. Good. Well, I think that actually is about all I have for this week. We're going to be out of Chapter 7 pretty quickly. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. Hopefully the weather will just keep getting warmer and warmer, and yeah, no more problems. Okay, I think that's all for now. Try to wrap your head a little bit around tenor clefs and get adequate rest. Okay, stay healthy, everybody. Bye-bye.